It's the NFL on EA Sports. And this one will feature Kendall Fuller, who's been stepping up to challenges all season, now at 8 interceptions. It's the Commanders and the Giants, under the lights on Thursday night.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, at Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the...
Playmaker, step up right now. Get us up.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's Jackson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Jackson has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the first down right near the 24. It's a gain of 9, but it's also going to mean a punt here on their opening drive.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 30 on 2nd down, Lance. And his throw is incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And Lance now to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 27, Jackson gets around him, and he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Pass caught. It's Davis on the crossing route. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
That's a sharp throw right there on third down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a first and goal.
From the 8, they've got it first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. From the gun, Jackson. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, first and 10. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. To throw, it's Lance. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. And Lance going to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They'll run here with Robinson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance got his man. It's Williams. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
Well, they got the turnover and were able to drive it down, Charles, but ultimately in the end, the defense holds up, and they only come away with the 3 points.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of ground, but when they had to, they settled in and prevented the interception from leading to 6 points, because you never want to see turnovers turn into any type of points against you, but better to give up 3 than 6.
And New York set to take the field.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who played best and don't worry about the rest of it. And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Caught right side, Davis.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now Jackson on 1st down, and his throw here's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Open target here, Darius Slayton.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 23.
It's a pickup of 16 there that'll lead to a new set of downs.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
To throw again is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So, 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Here's Lance.
And this is caught. It's Brown.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll run it now with Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 44, Lance will check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
$39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Now Lance.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
Well, they got the turnover in great field position, but unable to do anything with it, and they're left taking the easy 3 on the field goal.
Yeah, you're right about that. A great chance at a short field touchdown. On a sudden change, you take the ball away. You expect your offense to put it into the end zone, but they'll take the 3 for now, even if they feel just a little bit let down.
And New York set to take the field.
Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Another down on the scoreboard. The urge to go for it was almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
On to punt, Jamie Gillen. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Excellent work there by Lance as he scrambles for the 1st down.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the 1st down before taking the hit.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. They'll run again here with Robinson. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 37. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Lance to throw on second down here. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Lance looking to throw it. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Back to the ground with Robinson.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
On 2nd and 7, Lance. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
Eluding the pressure right. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Robinson not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Again, it'll be Robinson.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Mecole Hardman. His 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
And the Giants ready to come out now. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on 1st down. They begin with a run by Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He gets this one to Johnson.
And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Play action. Now Jackson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
To get it to his running back, but how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Trey Lance leading his offense out for this next drive.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
Here's Lance to throw it.
They'll roll him out right. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
And Lance's throw into the hands here of Hardman.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Throwing now is Lance. Locates Hardman for another catch.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
at their own 43.
And Lance now to throw.
Steps away to his left.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
And Lance going to throw.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Lance.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
The Commander's going to bring out the field goal unit.
From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. In that 1 o'clock time frame, a lot to choose from. But let's highlight the game in Philadelphia. A big one for the Eagles as they get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. Taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And finally, Monday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And a big part of their success on the scoreboard is their success in the running game. Over 100 yards as a team in those first 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Giants, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Kayvon Thibodeaux coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on third. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could. But let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up,
Automatic
or if you're going to
down.
go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Second and 5 now.
Lance.
Completes it to Hardman.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. From the 38, Lance. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 21. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again. Lance. It's Williams on the catch.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Robinson will try to pick it up.
A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead extended. I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you say, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Jackson on first down. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
And it looks like, yes, the Commanders have it.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. To throw on 2nd and 6, Lance. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
On 3rd down, Robinson. Running right through him. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 81 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Robinson with another carry. Aaron Robinson in on the stop. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And now they'll throw with Lance. Complete, it's Dotson. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Lance. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Kayvon Thibodeaux, his 2nd sack of the night.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. On the give, here's Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now Lance. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Giants are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Jackson. He finds his man Johnson. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's got some space here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, with Saquon Barkley, you often think of the elusiveness, the quickness, but he can definitely run with purpose as well, and he's able to shed a tackler there and continue on.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
To throw again is Jackson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, 33 yards. And the Giants get a bit closer. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Brian Dable dialing up a play call here as they will go for two. Jackson here is going to look to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Second down and a run by Robinson.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lance going to try and throw on third down here.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Handoff now to Robinson.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And he gets it down to the 32.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Robinson gets the toss on the right side.
And he's got room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
131 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Lance looking to throw it. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And New York set to take the field. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson over the middle, and it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go to Barkley again. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
But they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. And that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Jackson from the shotgun, able to locate his man Slayton on an out route. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 33.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
On 2nd down here. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And this one is incomplete. Okay, so thought they might go for it here down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. And this one is right through. And that gets them back within 10. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 5 now. Lance
got a man. It's Brown. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Kayvon Thibodeau make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. On the return, Jackson. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And New York set to take the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early. And sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Throwing now is Lance. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Robinson on a give right side.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now.
Lance.
Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Working from the gun, Lance. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Robinson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll run again here with Robinson. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Partner, that would look like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. A time to see what this offense has left in the tank. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants.
Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
This pass into the hands of Bellinger.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
A first down carry for Barkley. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. Catch made by Slayton. The Giants on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And Barkley did not get there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory, backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And they'll run for it with Barkley. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Toss play to Robinson.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Down to about the 22 here. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's Robinson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Game in hand. The offense takes the knee.
A 2nd and 11 from the 19.
Delay of game, offense.
Hey, we gonna do what we do.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 2nd down.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. So we've seen this before. He's made 6 already, and now he'll try to become just one of a handful of men to make 7 in a game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
Another one in the books for his partner. Always great to be by your side. And both offenses, both defenses had some moments in this one, but I think you would agree these coaching staffs are also going to have some stuff to clean up on film.
Absolutely, partner. And let's face it, any game we get to watch from up here, it's going to be a blast. Do we want to get a real job? Absolutely not. Let's keep watching the NFL all season long.
So for Washington,
their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down.